it turned into a list. Not only am I getting the stuff for the steering column, but I might as well just get a couple of other pieces of hardware for the interior. It's going to be a special order, but by the time that gets here, then that means my other pieces of the interior are going to get here, and it's all going to be good to go. Yep. And I also have to get an air hose, which I might have tabbed it a little bit too hard. This is when I replaced the charcoal canister from Brianna's IS300. And yeah, now it's just like undoing itself. And I went to go and fix it, and it just undid itself again. So I'm going to go get another air hose. So I'm actually not going to Toyota directly. I'm actually going to Lexus, because at Lexus, I can also get hardware for the Supra. That one is super complicated. So many pieces. Like yeah. And then the other piece. Luckily, I have all of them, and they're all in great condition. It's just the weather strips.
Oh, really?
But most of them are like one piece with the door. So they're like, they sell them in packs on eBay, and they're still like original. So I'm like, okay, they're just from Japan. So the thing is, it's going to take like a couple months for it to get here. Yeah. And then it's like not cheap shipping anymore. It's like 50 bucks, 60 bucks, 100. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. We got everything we need, guys. Yes. The order is here. It is secured. And I'm about to get home, and I'm going to show you guys what I got. We got all the goodies. And the one thing that I was really waiting on is this multi-layer steel head gasket. I did order some hardware that I really needed for the interior, and everything came in. You see what I'm getting at? This is for the steering column, for the steering wheel for the MK4, but it looks kind of small. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's go try it out. But I'm hungry. Okay, so I've been on gym core, like to the max, okay? And I am starving. I just came from the gym not too long ago. Okay, so I'm actually gonna make some food real quick. I don't know what I'm gonna make. Leftovers from last night. Last night was Matthew's birthday. Oh, amazing. And we had sushi. I have leftovers. I have white rice, chicken. I have meal prepped carne asada. Oh, I think I can make chicken and steak fried rice. Okay, and then we're gonna start prepping that. You know what they say, you gotta use day-old rice to make fried rice. I truly believe cooking is artistic because it comes from the soul. It's kind of my thing. I always prefer to eat home-cooked meals. I also do just believe it's filled with so much more health benefits than eating out. Even if it's healthy eating out, I mean, it could still kind of be bad for you in the long run. And also, it gets really expensive to eat out all the time. So these are all the veggies that I'm putting in. Protein and chicken is next. There we go, and then we put some of that. Beautiful. Now looking at it, it does fit. I don't know why this just seems so small, but I picked it from the diagram, so let's check it out. Yeah, it fits. So this is the top piece of the bracket that I newly designed, where instead of the stud not being able to move, it can move in an angle like this, which is exactly how it's going to need to bolt onto the frame. So hot today. If you guys are from SoCal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It almost feels like if it's midsummer. Literally. It was so hot. All right, so I'm gonna start taking out these studs, cleaning up the surface, scuffing it down a bit, and then getting it ready for the new head gasket. And I'm gonna get the cylinder head back on here. Now, in the process of doing that, it is safe to say that I should probably check the clearance on the valves one more time just to make sure that it is exactly what I got the first time. Now, for some reason, I feel that it's different from when you're setting valve lash on, you know, like a plastic table like that, like this, versus when you're doing it on the engine. I'm just so curious because I'm like, I feel that I'm going to get, you know, different numbers, but I guess we'll see. I'm not sure. Because I'm not sure how they do it at machine shops. I know that, I mean, if they put the cylinder head like on, I don't know, like a wooden table or something, I don't know. But if you guys know what I'm talking about and you guys set lash on your own cylinder head, you guys know that every time you're checking through, you see the valves kind of like sticking down, right? So it's like it's adding that pressure. So that's why I'm like, I wonder if I'm gonna get the same numbers or if I'm gonna get something different. Okay, got that one. These would now be considered used, even though the engine has never ran before, but they were already in. I already had the cylinder head torqued down, so these would be considered used. Can I reuse these? Yes, of course. Now, to clean the threads, of course, it's not recommended to use a tap and die kit because these are very sharp and it could potentially just damage the threads that are already in there. So I rented this out, the Thread Restorer. This is ideally what should be used in this case. And if we look at the threads closely, this is made from a more tough material. It's not as sharp, but you can see how the threads are prominent. So it's gonna clean all of the gunk that is in there. Not that there really should be any, to be honest. What a sucky outcome for real, because the thread pitch turned out to be M11 by 1.25, not M12 by 1.25, and this kit does not have M11. So I'm gonna have to return that back to the store and just continue on with the process. Voy a darle con el impacto. Okay. Is it not to keep spinning? Now we're gonna load up this bad boy. This multi-layer steel gasket. Look at this, how beautiful this looks. Okay. Run it this way. I've always wondered what's the way that it goes on top of here. But then I've just watched other videos and I figured it out. Okay, it goes this way, corner on corner here with this little serial number flap at the end. Okay, so it is ready. And I just finished undoing these last cam cap covers. Let's see. There you go. Careful, careful. It is aluminum. This way. All right, and because these are aluminum and they're not cast iron, if I were to drop it, it'll just crack. There we go. Since I'm installing the same ARP head studs back into the engine, Jay does recommend to lightly scratch the surface where the washer is going to sit on top of, and that prevents the washer from swiveling around while you're torquing it. You definitely don't want that to happen or it's going to be mistorqued. And also he does recommend that there should only be grease on top of the washer and not on the bottom of it. So wherever your bottom part is going to be, there should be no grease on that. Just on top of the washer where the nut can sit on top of, and on the threads where the stud goes through, and that's it. So no grease in the bottom of the washer, and no grease should be on the top right there. Thank you, Jay from Honest Garage.
How to put a wire. You want to do it?
There you go. On your back, my boy.
A quedarme con la señora y empezamos a platicar porque ella estaba al lado mío y pues ella tenía la esta del el cofre abierto, la puerta de atrás, entonces verse, y ahí estaba ella sentadita al lado del carro y yo me le acerqué y la saludé y le dije, ya mero, ¿verdad? Ya mero, le dije, y empezamos a platicar del calor, de que una señora le había dicho así.
There we go. 35. He visto videos donde hasta los golpean a 100. Lo apretan hasta 100. Pues estos motores deben de ser bien apretaditos. Good thing the block's cast iron, huh? Two of the values were off on the intake side, and then one of the values was off on the exhaust side. So we're gonna recheck those. And then these seals right here are coming in. The entire engine was resealed when I purchased it, so everything else does look good. There is something I actually want to check though before I close off this segment. I think this is a 10. Yes, it is. All right. And I've seen that on many 2Js, it leaks from up here and it'll leak from the rear. So this one looks good though. That still has some lubricant on it, which looks great. It's just a little bit of rust that's caught on here, but no, it looks fine. Yeah, it looks good. Just gotta clean this up too. All right, guys, this is gonna conclude the prep work for the engine. And technically, this is the most precise part of this process, because pretty much everything else from here is just bolt on. Shout out to Heras for bringing me one of his branded t-shirts. This is what he represents, Supra Mexicano, since he is building a Supra over there in Tijuana, Mexico. And he brought me a part of his Supra to bolt onto my Supra. Check this out, because I don't have a wing, and this looks absolutely amazing. We were discussing if it's the same wing that belongs to the 1994 Turbo Supras, and I think so. It looks exactly the same. He's not sure either, but look at this, guys. Absolutely beautiful. I'll catch you guys in the next vlog. Stay tuned for more. Take care and have a great night. Bye.